everybody! Today we are doing a review of
Three Dark Crowns.
I shouldn't say that in
a really, really good book. Like, really good. And it just came out as well.
Yes,
Very
it did. I actually got it in my owl crate. I actually really liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I read it in like one night. I borrowed it from Caroline and I
She
stayed
did.
up to like 2 a.m. that day.
Okay, so we're going to start with a non-spoilery section, so you're fine to stay, people who have not read the book.
And then afterwards we're going to go like in-depth, start bitching about the characters.
There's a lot of bitching to be done.
A lot of bitching.
A lot of bitching.
We're going to talk about the spoilers. We're going to be screaming.
Very intense.
But
So,
for now, the non-spoiler part.
you'll be fine!
The back says 3 dark queens are born in a glen. Sweet little triplets will never be friends. 3 dark sisters, all fair to be seen, 2 to devour and 1 to be queen. Is that not a good poem?
It's a pretty good poem.
So that's like all you have on the back. So you read this and you think, fuck that.
Yeah, and it's like a super simple cover. Like if you look
Yeah.
at the cover, you can see it from there. You know, go closer.
There we go.
Woo.
So we've got the 3 crowns.
Yeah,
because
it's
the
the
camera
3 different
quality is a bit bad.
crowns. And if you've read the book, you'll know each crown represents one of the sisters.
Yeah, the aesthetic of this book
Shall we
is
take-
amazing.
It's
Oh, yeah.
like, it's
It's
it
shiny.
looks like the book should look.
It's like really shiny. Look at that.
It
Look
looks
at
like an encyclopedia.
And look, each of these little things is like, there's like a little leaf, a little fire, and I don't know, it's a club, like, oh no, it's a spade.
Anyway, so it's really pretty. I'm assuming the second one's gonna be kind of the same, but with a different color.
Yeah, oh, I hope so.
What I'm assuming.
Also the pages, you probably can't see here, but the pages are like feathered.
Okay, generally, the plot of the book is that, as it said at the back, 3 triplets are born every, like, queendom or whatever, so a certain
Yeah.
amount of time, 3 triplets are born, and once the queen has her triplets, she, like, fucks off.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's gone,
And
like,
the
she
triplets
leaves.
are all queens.
Yeah,
all of them.
3 of them. And
But,
then,
yeah.
on their 16th birthday, they have to start trying to kill each other.
Yeah, because only one can actually be queen. And each queen is born, there are actually 5 gifts, but usually there's only 3 queens born. And so in this one we have the naturalist queen, which is the crown of flowers. We have the elemental queen, which is the one with the
She's good.
fire. And the poisoner queen, which has snakes.
There's Catherine, who's the poisoner queen,
Mhm.
and she's poisoner, but she's super weak.
Well, what they do is ever since she was 6 and she was taken
Yeah.
away from her siblings, they like poison her enough that she can heal afterwards and not die.
Yeah,
But
so
she
like,
hasn't become completely immune yet. And then there's this second sister is Aranso, or I'm gonna look up how to say this. Okay, so there's Arsino, not Aranso.
yeah, Aaron So is her
And
Italian.
she's the naturalist, so she should be able to make flowers bloom, and they all have like a familiar, which is an animal. And
She has no powers.
She has no powers.
None. Like,
Nothing.
she actually has nothing.
She is useless. She does nothing. Then there's Mirabella.
Yes, that's it. I was like, Maribus or something? Yeah.
Mirabella, who's super powerful.
She's like,
She got her powers when she was like 6.
it's kind of high fantasy, but not high fantasy. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like Lord of the Rings style. What would you give it out of 10 for the non-spoilery?
For the non-spoilery people, I would give it like at least a 9.
Yeah.
But like, it's genuinely, it's a really good book. I could see me reading this again and again and again.
I'll give it an 8.5. I'm not as into fantasy
Yep.
as you. For me, 8.5 is solid for a fantasy book.
8.75 is the general
It's the general
consensus for this book.
gist. If you're really into fantasy, apparently you'll love it. If you're kind of into fantasy, then you'll still love it, but you're just not quite.
Spoilers!
Spoiler! Okay!
Okay, this is
That's
a spoiler
the
alert.
end of the non-spoilery
Spoilers start now.
characters!
So we've talked about the main characters.
The main 3. And the thing we didn't talk about, because it's kind of spoilery, is their personalities and like the issues that they
Yeah.
have. So Mirabella is like morally torn about killing her sister.
She actually remembers her childhood. Now Catherine is
Oh,
weak
wow.
as fuck, but as far as I know, she's pretty into killing her sister. She doesn't have any like doubts about it.
Yeah.
She wants to do it, but she doesn't like.
She's got like no feelings towards it. Yeah, I reckon it'll be interesting to see in the second book if she's swayed by Mirabella. She talks to Arsino, and like Arsino is filled with hatred.
And they're not actually supposed to meet. And Arsino, she doesn't want to do it, but it's not because she loves her sisters, it's because she's scared and she doesn't want to die.
Yeah, because she
Yeah.
has fuck all powers.
Yeah, Jules is actually going to be the queen, and they've been swapped
they, like,
over for
swapped it
protection.
over, yeah.
But the queens all have black hair and black eyes.
That's true.
And they all
Jane.
have black hair and black eyes.
Maybe
and
that's why they switched it, because they knew that no one was going to know.
maybe
And
they like
this
dyed
is
her
a s-
eyes.
Yeah, they were like, this is a sneaky way for the naturalists to actually win.
I guess
Because
so.
they'll be trying to kill the other one.
Like,
Yeah, like
potentially.
there's definitely something
Something fishy
about
is going
Jules, like, definitely. Then Joseph.
Joseph is the
Joseph! Arsehole Joseph!
I have a different opinion on this one Joseph thing.
No. Fuck Joseph!
Okay, anyway, you tell yours and I'll tell
And he
he
never
wakes
shuts
up
up
next to
about how
Mirabella.
much he loves Jules, and then
He wakes up next to to Mirabella and starts making out with
like
her.
it's not even we get it from his perspective and
Yeah.
it's nothing. He's just like, I'm sorry, Jules, and then starts making out
Yeah,
with
but
him.
when
It goes from
it's
0 to
everybody.
100
I know.
so
And they wake
quick.
up,
like
that's like-
it's so fast.
It's
like
really intense, and they spend like 3 days together. Like probably.
they did. Remember
Oh, yeah, they
Mirabella
did.
said like it was my first time.
Oh.
I was like, fuck you, Mirabella.
You really start shipping Jules and Joseph. You're shipping them so
Yeah,
hard.
because
Then
like
this
she
fucking
was
comes on in
waiting
the
to
middle.
have sex with Joseph, and then Joseph goes and
Oh, but Joseph comes from a family of fuckboys.
That is also true. And then that's why I say fuck Joseph,
But
because
the reason
you
I
don't
think-
have to, but he was drawn to her.
Yeah, now see, it's kind of like
And it happens
Joseph...
again at the end of the book. At the end
Yeah,
of the book,
at
he
the end of
goes
the book,
with
it
her,
happens again.
and
But-
like he's like looking at her while Juice is right fucking next to him.
Now, I agree with that, like, fuck Joseph, but in the second section, there's something called low magic, which isn't like natural born magic, it's like witchcraft, which you can learn by yourself. And Jules' mother is really good with that. So she and
Jules' mother is a bit shifty.
Jules' mother is so shifty. She
Well,
lives
she's
on the
so
mainland, no one knew why. She and Arsinoe were making a love charm because they're like, Jules is not pretty enough to keep hold of him. And
It was
so
really
they were making a love
sad.
charm and it had
It was-
Arsinoe's blood because it was Queen's blood is powerful.
It was also to like kind of train Arsinoe in low magic to like protect.
Yeah.
So she had something.
Arsinoe was like, fuck this, and chucks it into the fire and it gets burned. The last thing of that chapter is the mum goes, sadly, what have you done to our poor Jules?
But my argument against this is that the mum doesn't actually know if this has affected it. Like they always say, like, you don't know if it's gonna do it.
So either it did work and that's why
There's always
Joseph's
a cost.
behaving so fucking stupidly, or it didn't work and Joseph's just an asshole.
Yeah.
And a fuckboy.
My whole thing that I think happened is that the spell just got destroyed and it just didn't happen.
I
And this
think
is how
that
it's
by
working
burning
out.
the spell after it's been made, because remember, she tossed it into the fire, and Mirabella's best element is fire. Yeah, I think Joseph's fine when he's away from Mirabella, but when he like gets a bit close to her, shit. She just
I don't ship that like at all.
Oh, also,
I don't
you
like
know
that.
who's really bad? Like one of the two women who are supposed to look after Catherine,
Oh,
like Natalia.
one of
She's
them's
nice.
okay.
Natalia's nice. She's great.
okay.
But her fucking sister is a child abuser.
She actually,
Oh my God.
genuinely, I reckon there's going to be something about that as well. Like, there's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
a backstory.
And
that takes us
Genevieve
to
is
the
like-
next character.
Oh, the nephew, Peter. I love
Peter!
Peter.
Peter's cool. Peter's
Peter's really
alright.
good. He wants to see it on the council, and so he tells. But we also think he kind of wants to like get a bit closer to Catherine.
He doesn't teach her about poisoning.
He teaches her about flirting.
He teaches her the social game.
Everyone thinks Mirabella's like this proud, haughty,
Yeah.
beautiful elemental who hates everyone and thinks that she's the best.
Mirabella has no interest in anyone but Joseph, apparently. Like,
Apparently.
yeah. But the suitors haven't exactly become a massive deal yet. I
No,
reckon they'll be more
except
of a big
for
deal in the
except
second-
for Billy.
Except for Billy.
Billy's cool.
Peter falls in love with Catherine.
Peter fucking.
That's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
no, one thing I don't understand about Peter, he says, if anything goes wrong, come straight to me. So if something goes wrong at the Beltane, and
Of course it
which,
does.
so
Peter-
Catherine runs straight to Peter and he pushes her off this massive cliff, and why does he do that? And then we find out that Edgy survived, which is one of the major cliffhangers at the end of this book. One of them.
One of them.
One of them.
Arsinoe is a poison.
Yeah.
Spoiler, but like.
But she like accidentally finds out. One,
Jules almost dies. Jules like the best
I
character.
know,
She's
Jules
so
is so
cool.
sweet. I like Catherine. She's my favourite queen.
There's something weird about
Something's
Catherine.
weird about Catherine, and the thing
I
is,
reckon she might have the sight. I reckon you're supposed to sympathise with Mirabella because she's kind of all like,
Yeah.
woe is me. I do sympathise with her.
yeah,
Arsinoe, I think she fucking rocks. I think she's
Yeah.
so cool. Like, she's so tough, which I reckon like, for characters, I would give it like a 9 because I think I felt
yeah.
the way that I was supposed to feel about all of the characters.
Yeah.
And I actually felt like connected to the characters, except for Joseph. I can't
Fucking
fucking
Joseph.
sympathize with Joseph. I just
No,
can't.
you can't.
He literally fucks
He
me.
literally fucks Mirabella. He's like,
I still have like PTSD.
I want an explanation of why Peter tried to kill
Yeah.
Catherine. Like maybe he thought he was saving her from something worse.
The thing was that he was coming from his family home, and he's part of a family that's like super powerful anyway.
Yeah.
In the poisonous realm. But he is kind of, like, no one knows if he's left. He's apparently bored of that, and so he comes of his own accord to help Catherine.
He does seem a bit shifty, but you start to really like him
Because he seems to be in love with Catherine.
Yeah.
Look, if we find out about the
something's up with
mainland,
Peter.
we will know everything.
Everything.
That's just what I'm thinking. Like, it's just such a weird idea to think
Yeah.
that the mainland isn't under the control of the queens. They have no magic. They're just a whole separate...
And there are actually
Thing,
queens on
like-
the mainland. This this island is like protected by the goddess, and the goddess is the one that makes sure there's always 3 triplets born and they always have the powers.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like the Billy says at one point, he's like, it's weird because I've gone through the fog.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's like a fog surrounded
that surrounds the island, and like he's gone through it and never ended up at the island until he was meant to go to the island.
Yeah. So there's something
was
really magical about this island, and that's why when Arsinoe keeps trying to escape, she couldn't actually escape.
Yeah. I would give the characters a 9. What would you?
Probably an 8.5. I thought the characters were really good, and I did get really like emotionally involved with some of them, but I thought not all of them. If primary characters, I say A+, like a 9.5 for the primary characters. But if you include the secondary characters, they're not like as.
That's another thing I didn't really like that much was like Catherine's transition from being a really like in herself kind of like shy, kind of really weak person to being this like being very flirtatious, being very out there
that was
socially.
Also because of Peter. She fell in love and she got a lot more like.
Yeah, but it just happened so quickly. I reckon it happened almost too quickly.
Well,
like,
I think it's actually cut the whole books over a couple of months. It feels like it's over like a week.
Okay, well, I reckon that Jules is the 4th daughter. Like they mentioned that there has very rarely been 4 daughters born. They kill the other 3 because the 4th one is supposed to be blessed.
Yeah.
And so I reckon that they saw that there were 4 and saw that Mirabella was really strong and like all that kind of stuff, and so they took Jules, hid her, and they were like, we'll keep you for the moment.
Yeah.
We'll sort you out later. And I reckon that Arsinoe, she's a poisoner, we've already confirmed. Mirabella is obviously an elemental, and I reckon that Catherine has the sight, and then Jules is the naturalist.
I thought maybe Catherine is actually the naturalist. Because I don't think Jules
is too obvious because
I guess
Arsinoe is now the poisoner. I don't think Catherine's a naturalist. I reckon she might have the sight. She could have war, but I feel like that'd be random. Imagine there's 5. I actually totally agree with you that there were just too many side characters.
I think
like, that
Peter,
just seemed really.
Jules and Joseph are important characters. Did you still give it a 9?
8.5.
8.5. Yeah, same.
But the
main characters like 9.5. They're pretty solid.
Yeah.
Main characters really like the 3 main characters
written really well. Otherwise, like I reckon it was written really well. We also have to remember this is just the first book, and like the side characters could get heaps more time.
Anyway, I think the next book is going to tell us a lot more. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think ever like it's actually going to turn out the way it's supposed to, and 2 people are going to die, or do you think that there's going to be 1 queen, or do you think they're going to find a way for everyone to survive?
I reckon if people die, it's not because the queens killed each other.
I think it's actually going to turn out like that. I think it's not going to be like traditionally 2 people die. Or like 2 people get killed and then 1 sits on the throne. I think something's going to happen and maybe 2 of them survive, or someone goes off to the mainland. But I don't want that to happen. I want 2 of the queens to die. If Jules is a queen,
Jules will be a hectic queen. I don't know if they're going to talk about the mainland in the second one, if they're going to talk about the third one.
I want to know about the mainland.
But I want to know about the mainland.
Yeah, I also want to know more about the war gift and the site, or like maybe meet a character who has either of them.
Anyway, so I would probably, I'm going to stick with my 8.5.
Thinking now I've discussed all that, I might go back to it. Like, I do really like it, but you've just, like, made me see. I gotta say, I really liked it. Like, it was solid 8.5. It wasn't even, like, a low.
So, that was our review
of 3 Dark Crowns.
3 Dark Crowns!
Yeah.
Comment down below what books you want to see reviewed. It'll be fun. Join us along for the ride. Thank you for watching. Please like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you liked our faces.
If you read the book, and tell us your thoughts, especially your thoughts on Joseph, because end the argument about whether it was the long charm or not.
Thank you! And goodbye!
Queen thought this baby is fucking weak as fuck.
So as you can
Aaron so has nothing.
What's a Mag 7?
Sounds like a gun. It's a beautiful name.
It's wonderful.
I wish I could say it.
Catherine!
Peter!
Arsinoe!
Bookish Corner.
Bookish Corner!
Genuine
Corner!
Book, oh my gosh, yes!